How you doing, everybody? It's Joe from Living to Learn. I'm back in the creative studios. This is where I shot my first video, and it's been a long time since I had a chance to shoot a video up here, so we're back. But I had an awful lot of questions this week, especially in and around clothes over the last couple of weeks, because some people can't seem to get a handle on what way I rock it. You know, I like everything with Living to Learn, and like me, the 80-20 rule. I take a little from column A and a little from column B, and then it works best for me and suits my system. I don't wear too many technical clothes. I don't wear too many vintage and retro clothes, or too many synthetics, or too many natural stuff. I've built it up over the last while. I'm packing for a course that I'm going to be consulting on, and a trade show that I have to go to, which is going to involve an overnight trip, as you can see here. So I decided I would shoot a video really quickly and show you the layers I wear. Now, I'm lucky enough over the past number of years that I started off where most of my money went into my kit, building up cook sets and carrying bags and improving that over time, and sleep pads and sleeping bags. And it's only really over the last couple of years that I have been able to spend my normal budgetary kit money on some really nice outerwear and improving that. And I would all have seen my journals and stuff like that in the Living to Learn community, and you know what way I work it. So we'll dive in really quickly. I have it set up like a Russian doll system, from what I would wear on the outside to all the way down to my base layer, and the alternatives in between, which hopefully someone may gain an insight on. So we just tilt you down. Hopefully my phone don't fall. This mortar seeing here is my outer layer, and all the way up you can see here I have it layered back there. So on the outside is a old edition but a new edition. I was at the very first Living to Learn camp back in January. Gary Doyle, it was a very wet camp. It was a very wet and damp camp, and Gary came rocking out the following day, and he was wearing his USGI poncho. I had gone off ponchos because I only ever wore military surplus ones, and they were super heavy polyurethane and very unbreathable and very bulky. But technology has since moved on from then. Plus, I've also started hiking. I don't do one particular thing. I'm not a stationary bushcrafter. I'm not a mountain walker. I kind of fall somewhere in the middle, and I like my kind of hiking and camping things. And wet wear was one of my biggest kind of peeves, because when you have trousers and you have jackets, one, they're also very bulky, and two, especially if you're on a day in the summer where it's humid and you're getting intermittent showers, you could have your rain clothes on for a bit, and then you got to strip them off, and then you got to put them on, and then you got to take them off. It can get very annoying. Whereas the poncho solved that for me, especially these new ones. This is the Snug Pack Patrol poncho. Yes, it's a little pricey, but it's a fantastic piece of gear for what you get. It's extremely light. It's all reinforced, seam sealed, and is big enough to fit over your pack. It's got a kangaroo pocket in the front and good zippers, and the little touches like elasticated cuffs with thumb inserts to stop it riding up your arms. And what I loved about it was that it was able to sit on top of my bag. It packs down really small, and when a shower was coming in, I could just throw this on over me and my pack, walk what I had to walk. When the shower stopped, I was able to take it off really quickly and carry on the rest of my journey. And I have to say, just the versatility of it is absolutely fantastic. It's a win-win for me. I've got pictures of me wearing this at a recent camp. It's also, for those of us who wear it, big enough to fit a wide-brimmed hat, which is some people may not find important, but for those of us who do, it's fantastic. It keeps your hat nice and dry, and it's got flaps and gussets so we can breathe. About €40, depending where you can get it, but a great piece of kit. And like that, packs down small. I've used it for a ground street, even though it's ultra light. It's kind of pretty robust. Secondly, what most people would see me in is this. This is the Fjallraven Anorak number 8. May not be for everybody, but this is one of these pieces that I put a lot of research in, and I really liked it. It starts, if you can find it now, because they've discontinued it, they're now stocking Anorak number 10. But these start at about €440, and then they walk back. I managed to pick this one up out of Germany for 50% off. It only cost me €200, and I haven't looked back since. It's a G1000 material. I tend to stay away from Gore-Tex and prefer kind of these breathable materials here now. This is a fantastic summer smock because the G1000 material is light, it's breathy, and it stays cool. In the winter time, it does have to be layered. This G1000, when a wind hits it, can become very cold, and if all you've got between you and it is a t-shirt, you will feel the wind chill when it hits the back. But in saying that, it's a fantastic hiking one. Like I said, it's half and half. It's fantastic to hike in because it has breathable zips on the side. Every part of it opens up. You can see here, good sturdy material. You can waterproof it with Greenland wax, but I don't. I've hit it with a bit of fab silk. You got a big kangaroo pocket on the front, side entrance here. Big open neck, wire hood, again will fit a wide brimmed hat, can be cinched, hanging toggles on the back. Underneath here I found this fantastic. Carl Ganocki on a recent camp said that the one thing that really peeves him about bushcraft is the amount of bending over you got to do, and I agree with him. But to alleviate this, Fjallraven have included a strap that goes in between your legs and clips back up, and it stops this riding up. It's a fantastic little feature. And it clips away, you wouldn't even notice it was there. Just a quick look at the inside. You can see it's all triple stitched and double stitched. I know some of you may not be seeing this on shot. But again, just the pitfalls to watch out for. It isn't waterproof, it would only be slightly water resistant. And in the winter time, it can get pretty cold. Another positive I love about it is it's really long, so it keeps the wind off your back. It's designed here, and it's reinforced. It has thicker parts and thinner parts, so that's pretty sturdy material. And it zips up on the sides. For those of us who like to use a knife, it opens here and here. And when you're kneeling down, this sits over the front of your knees, keep them nice and dry. It sits down on the back, and it allows you to access your equipment, should it be a knife or backhoe, or whatever you want. Now, an expensive option, but I've had this years. I actually used this as a bivvy bag on a recent trip where I was staying in my tent on the top of a mountain, and a bit of wind kicked up, and the wind was howling through my tent, causing me to lose heat via convection. And I was able to put my feet, open it up, put my feet all the way in here, cinch it down with these toggles, and then I used my poncho at the top of me to make a makeshift bivvy bag, kept the wind off me. I was lovely and warm. Fantastic piece of kit if you're looking to splurge and smocks are your thing. That's a good one to have. The next one now is the budget option. This is where I'm going to work this. So it'd be the more expensive options and the budget options in just what I wear. This is the Bushcraft Journal smock, which was given to me by Danny Reed. They were out of stock and I've wanted one for a long time, and you managed to source me one, and thank you very much for that, Danny. I absolutely love this one. It is made out of a canvas, very similar to G1000. It is breathable, which I love. Like I said, it's very, very light. And unlike the Ridgeline smocks, it's not made of that stealth fabric where sweat and all is going to condense. It has the same problems as the Anorak number 8 in regards to winter wear. When wind hits canvas, the canvas will chill and it will chill you. So I layer it up with what I've got. But it's a great budget option at only £35, I think they retailed at when Danny had them in stock. Hopefully he gets them back in stock again. But they retailed about £35. You got Velcro up here. You got a nice big hood. You got here, and this is one thing that annoys me and that the Anorak number 8 could probably use, is that I'd like to see more elasticated cuffs or adjustable cuffs, because these stay quite wide, and just for those winter months. Got a big kangaroo pocket in the front, 2 side entry pockets on the side, and a toggle here for cinching it up. If you're looking to get into smocks, this is a great place to start. Again, at only £35. Good heavy duty canvas, breathable, a nice alternative to your stealth fabric, Jack Pike and Ridgeline kind of stuff. So there's 2 options there, like the expensive one and then kind of a very decent entry level one. I absolutely love this one. The thing about this though is it does not have side zips because it is not long. This is an extra large one, and it comes down to whoever designed this. It was very clever. It's a what you would class as a bushcraft smock, because it comes down to about waist height. You're able to cinch it in. It's got a long enough back on it that it doesn't ride up, and it's short enough in the waist to access your tools on your belt or your pocket should you need them. So that way it's alleviated with the zips, and it helps keep the price down. So a good option if you're into smocks, the Bushcraft Journal. Underneath that, in the summertime, I would normally just wear what you see down here, just a t-shirt and stuff, because they're nice and breathable. But in the winter time, I would wear a big shirt underneath it, a work shirt. This is my Duluth work shirt, and it is an absolute beast. It's super thick, cheap enough at probably around $60, $60 to $100, depending on your materials and if they're having a sale or not. It is wool lined, and then in that wool there's an insulation. This is double thick, you can see I'll separate it here. It's very heavy, maybe you can hear it. It's very heavy, very sturdy. I've had this years, as you can see. It's been around many a campfire. The material isn't affected by sparks and stuff like some of the synthetic materials. Everything is stitched, triple stitched. A good solid piece, and a very warm piece. And I like that. I like having front opening stuff, especially if I'm wearing a smock all day. If you're standing around the fire or you're getting a bit warm, it's nice to be able to open. I tend to avoid zippers just because of the failure rate of them, and button snaps do me fine. These are 924, they're really good ones. So that's a nice alternative for short wearers at about $60 to $100. I absolutely love this one. I couldn't recommend it anymore. If you're only buying one shirt, that's a nice shirt. Now, an alternative option, and one that I've become very fond of, is the Carhartt range of stuff. This is a work shirt. Dave Fallon on the page or on the community may correct me if I get the model wrong, but this is a very nice alternative to the Duluth. It's cheaper, it's available locally, so you're not paying shipping and stuff, and then you get extra things like side pockets. It's more a jacket type of fare, which I really like. These combo jacket shirts. Here's a Fjallraven one that I have, and again, just to show, it's nice to have pockets. It's a shirt, it's a jacket. It's pretty cool. So there you go, that's a nice one. It's still, the quality hasn't fallen, even though the price is cheaper. You got your double inserts. It's nice and lined with good strong quality button snaps, and at the end of the day, it's Carhartt, available locally in some places, and a cheaper alternative to your more expensive Duluth ones. Now, if I choose not to wear a shirt, especially in the kind of November to January months, I will usually run with a wool underneath my smock. The smocks I will always wear, but depending on whether I'm walking or it's a hike. This is a Duluth wool blanket shirt. I absolutely love it. I've had this one also a very long time, and you see me wheel in my Fjallraven one over there. But this is super toasty, and like that, it has those elasticated cuffs that I wish came on more things. It's brilliant. Keeps the insulation in. Now, it doesn't have waist toggles and stuff like the other ones, but it is super heavy, well made. It's got a double insert kangaroo pockets, and I went for this over the Boreal one because the Boreal ones, the Boreal wool shirts that you see most people wear, they're long, they're very heavy, and the waiting times can be massive. I can't afford the prices. They can be pretty expensive because of their weight and bulk to ship, whereas the Duluth do have special offers on these all the time and can be got for $100 and below, depending on if you're watching out. It's a nice one. I've had this so long, I've actually lost. The buttons are made of antler. I've lost one. I keep meaning to bushcraft one whenever I'm out and about, but I never get around it. Nice big open collar. You can see it in a lot of my pictures. Really good, really warm, and holds heat fantastically well, and very comfortable to sleep in too. A cheaper alternative to that would be your run-of-the-mill hoodies. This is what I had for a long time before I got to Duluth. I used to be an electrical lineman, and it involved me doing some arbour work. It involved me doing some arbour work where I'd be cutting down trees. Nothing spectacular, but I got turned on to these. These is arbour wear. You can see here. And this is absolutely indestructible. It's I think it's their chainsaw model. They changed their names, but don't change the models. It's basically like 3 hoodies stitched together. It is super thick and meant for taking kind of glancing blows from machineries, but it's big enough again for your wide brimmed hat, or if you have a massive head like me. Good button snaps, and the weight of this, I mean, I think it's two layers of 32-ounce cotton or something ridiculous like that, but it is super warm. I have never been cold in this the elasticated cuffs, elasticated waist, and it is really, really big, really toasty, and can be got for about $40, $50. I think they actually have a UK stockist now, where these are about £50, and you're basically getting 3 hoodies in one. I've stabbed this with knives, I've walked through brush with it. It's got this really cool thing that you're seeing in workwear now, where they have these extended panels. You see regular hoodies and stuff, if you're working with an axe and you go to swing it, they don't have these panels that allows you to stretch, whereas these are designed for when you're climbing up trees and working with tools. So they have these gussets, hopefully you can see, sewn in there, which allows you a full range of movement, and it doesn't ride up or twist and the fabric don't move. I could not recommend this more if you're looking for just a bit of an upgrade. There we go. I don't know if it has the model on it. It doesn't. But Arborwear, fantastic. I'll be doing a part 2 on this in the trousers that I do wear, and you'll see some Arborwear trousers there too. Now basically we're into this layer. Sorry for a speedy video, but I'm trying to keep it under 20 minutes. I would just have a regular cotton t-shirt. I prefer cotton to the synthetics because it wicks really well. I prefer them extra long, again, so I can tuck them into my trousers. Keep your lower back warm. Just a plain old t-shirt, nothing special there. And this is a thermal top, a merino wool thermal top. I wear this most times, you can see it in most of the pictures. I have a camp. This is really, really old, and one of the first pieces I got. It's surplus. I don't know where it came from. It was given to me way back in the early days. It came in a big duffel bag full of clothes to help me get started, and it stayed with me ever since. It wicks really well, it's really light, and keeps me really warm. Now, I'm sure there's people saying that I'm layering it wrong and there should be certain materials and certain fabrics, but they haven't let me down. Oh, and my neckwear, which is one people seem very curious about. I've started, thanks to Paddy Carroll as of late, wearing buffs. This is a Ergodyne buff. I like them, they're cool in the summer. Most of the time I'll wear them around my wrist, or I'll wear them over my head if I'm on a hike for a bit of to keep the sweat and stuff out of my eyes. But I have to say, I thought buffs were a very overrated, gimmicky piece of kit, but I've really enjoyed wearing them this season, and I think I'll continue wearing them into the future. I rock a shemag. Everybody knows what a shemag is, or shemag, whatever way you care to pronounce it. 101 uses. This is a one I picked up in Sweden. It's big. I would like it for its size, but I've actually stopped wearing this as of late, and I'm looking forward to the winter now because this tip Gary Doyle put up on the Living to Learn community, and I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. I've been wearing it out on day hikes, yeah, on more chillier days, and I think it's just, I don't know, it's a game changer. But this is a sleeping bag liner, which I got originally in the duffel bag that you see in there, and it's made of silk. Oh no, I tell a lie, I have a silk one. This is the cotton one. It's made of cotton, but Gary put up a post where he talked about using his sleeping bag liner as a scarf. It never dawned on me to do this. I mean, you look at it here, and I mean, they're pretty big, they're pretty bulky. Like I said, this isn't your ultralight silk ones. This is a military surplus one, the little pocket here on the side. But he said that he sometimes swaps out his shemag for a sleeping bag liner, and that allows him an extra kind of layer should he need it if he gets cold in a sleeping bag, or if he has to make a debris bed. These can be stuffed with ground litter and your kit and everything else, and I just absolutely loved it, and I've been trialing it out and it works really well. I'll just model it for you here. So you got your full sleeping bag liner, you put it on, and you would have your smock or whatever you decide to wear sitting over here. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is going to be part of my winter rotation. I'll be rocking this all the way up to more than likely January, February, taking notes on it as I do. But already it's proven invaluable. It's been a seat. I've put rubbish in it. I've kept wet clothes. I've used it as a pillow. Brilliant idea. All the uses of a shemag, but gives you so much more options and a hell of a lot more material should you need it for cordage or char cloth and the basics of oil stuff. I'll show you compared to a shemag. Same bulk. Job's a good one. Out of everything in this video, this is the pro tip, you know. So there you go. They are my outer layers. I have been wearing them for quite a long time. alternating them back and forth depending on where I'm going, and always checking the weather. The weather is your friend when it comes to what you're layering. If it's going to be heavy, if it's going to be a dry, cold day, I'll rock the wool stuff. It's warmer and yeah, a little heavier, but like Paddy Carroll said, sometimes comfort has weight. It's a little heavier, but it's very warm and it's very comfortable to sleep in. If I know there's going to be rain, or there's a possibility I'm heading to a pretty damp, marshy area, I'll tend to steer more towards the synthetic fabrics and the wool shirts that you saw there, and layer them up accordingly. But this video is coming up just on to 20 minutes. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a speed ramble. I will get part 2 done. There's actually more people curious about the trousers I wear, and it's the same kind of principle, but there's a little bit more technical talk on in behind the pants part, the pants department that I do wear. So there you go, Joe from Living the Learn.